Welcome to HortTube, where we talk all things gardening. My name is Jim Putnam, and this is a Henry's Garnet Itea. This is a native shrub to the eastern United States called Henry's Garnet Itea, or as some people call it, Sweetspire. Henry's Garnet can actually end up reaching 6 to 8 feet in height and probably 4 to 6 feet in width, but it's pretty easy to keep this variety in the 4 to 5 foot in height range and 4 to 5 feet in width. Itea, or as some people call it, Sweetspire, is very cold hardy. These can go all the way up to zone 5 and down to zone 9. Henry's Garnet can actually be pretty fast growing once these are established. We may get a couple feet of growth out of these in a single season if it's well fertilized and watered. Itea can actually take sun or shade. Definitely there's some diminishing returns once you put it in too much shade. You won't get as many flowers and you definitely end up with a thinner, stretched out plant. I think you'd be best to put it in a spot that gets at least 4 hours of direct sun, and then this thing can take absolute full direct afternoon sun. Henry's Garnet ends up having kind of an arching habit, and it's really best if you can put these in a place where you can allow it to get some size on it. It works great as a border plant or a plant in front of your other screening shrubs, since it does lose its leaves in the wintertime, and if it had something dark green behind it, the fall foliage would show up really, really nicely. Henry's Garnet Itea is always doing something. That's what makes it such a great plant. These flowers have not opened up yet on this, but you can see how absolutely loaded it's going to be when it does. They're lightly fragrant when they do open. It has red stems on the end of last season's growth, which is also quite nice. And then in the fall, it turns a reddish purple color, and it's super, super bright. And those leaves are persistent well into the winter. It's not an evergreen shrub, but it does keep those colorful leaves through a good portion of the winter. I've included videos in the description of this video for planting woody shrubs and trees. I think you'd have a really hard time killing these Itea unless you put them in way too deep or buried them in mulch or something like that. As long as you follow just basic good planting instructions, you should be fine with these. Once your Sweetspire is established, you really won't need to do a lot of ongoing watering on these. They're very drought tolerant. They'll let you know they're dry if they start to lose some interior leaves. If they start to get some fall color in the summertime, in the middle of the plant, that's the time you definitely want to try to rescue them. The first year it's in the ground, you want to check it occasionally. If the soil around it's dry, drown the space around it and then let it dry out again. After your Itea finishes blooming, that would be the time to give it a slow release fertilizer, something that lasts 3 to 4 months. Pretty much anything for outdoor plants that slow release would be ideal. At that same time, you can go ahead and prune these after they finish blooming, and you can get after this plant really hard. I think you could probably cut it down to 2 feet if you needed to get it under control. Itea really don't get a lot of pests. We don't see a lot of chewing insects on these, not a lot of disease problems. They'll actually take wet feet that needs to dry out some between rains. They won't absolutely sit in water, but it will take wetter conditions than a lot of other plants. They are considered deer resistant. Deer resistant plants are not deer proof though. So what are you waiting for? Even you can grow the low maintenance, industrial, flowering, beautiful fall colored Henry's Garnet Itea. Thank you for watching my video, and if it was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Also comment below with any questions you have about Sweetspire. Thanks for watching.